Good morning, Captains. It's me, TONIK TZW, here in another free-to-play game with my Tier 6 Jervis. This was part of the grind up to the Lightning on my second account. This one is simply called Untouchable, and I really do think that there should be a medal for this one. There is a little bit of an indication on the splash screen as to what medal I think it should be and why I chose the title for the video, but we'll look to that one as we get towards the end of the game. Now, we have spawned here on the left side of the map, and we do have one division of battleships with us. And obviously, a lot of people do like to push this flank hard. They like to weigh in and come charging down the flank. And I'm going to do a destroyer's job, and I'm going to get forward and get targets spotted for the team. Now, obviously, an Atalanta is a radar cruiser. We've only got one destroyer. It's me. On red team, I believe it's a Mars. And so getting rid of cruisers is going to give us a bit of a chance. And we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 battleships there. And, really, 4 battleships should be able to take care of a couple of cruisers. But it isn't going to be long in this game before we lose our first battleship to this Colorado. And the ship we are going to lose is going to be our North Carolina. He is there on the bottom left-hand corner of our cap, and I guarantee you, looking at his shadow, that he was sailing broadside. And even I know that with my limited experience of playing battleships, that you do not sail broadside in a North Carolina because it is squishy. It does not take a hit well, and that citadel is really easy to find. But there's a lot of fire going on here, left and right. Of the screen, people trading blows across the top, and I did see that the smoke screen went up for the destroyer, so I'm going to push back and get in and prevent him from trying to push straight through. But we've lost one ship, and look at the team. Everybody, literally within the next minute, is going to turn tail and start heading all the way across to Bravo Cap, and the team are going to push all the way across there and pretty much get as far to the right of the minimap as they can, and try and work their way through B Cap. There's going to be a few examples of trying to win harder in this game, and it's not going to be good. We are on the back foot. We've just lost a cruiser from B Cap as well. Red team have got 1, 2, 3, 4 ships at the top of there, so they're split quite evenly across the map. 4 across on B Cap, and the rest of them out here on their home cap, and the destroyer is in his smoke screen. The Atalanta was still, or is still, pretty much full health, and I'm getting really worried about these cruisers coming down the flank. But we have got the Mars spotted. It doesn't appear that he's in torpedo range for anybody, so there's only one thing that I can do, and that's to get on my guns. And what I'm going to try and do is bait him into firing his guns so he stays spotted by my team, and now I can absolutely wail onto him as well. Our sonar is running RNG and my sights desert me. We're going to put our torps out. I imagine that he has put his torpedoes too. And still, even though the destroyer spotted, people are still shooting at much bigger ships. Yeah, honestly, while the DD spotted, get onto it, kill it. Torpedoes are on the way, but momentarily spotted as I back out the smoke. But the Mars is taken care of. We don't even get our paint scratched on that one, and so I'm looking around for what is next while getting away from the torpedoes. So if you look at the minimap now, you'll see that everybody that was on this side is now pointing straight away and going in the opposite direction, kiting away, probably trying to get shots on the Nuremberg and the Colorado. The Colorado is pushing down quite hard. And I'm looking at what's going on, and I'm thinking the guys aren't going to go north through B Cap because there's a hard block in there by red team at the north of there. And if this Colorado gets round on the flank, they are going to be completely crossfired. And this is like watching somebody herd sheep. This Colorado is a sheepdog, and he is herding all of blue team down around the map, and they are all running away as fast as they can. This is not a good situation to be in.
I need
We
help.
need to get rid of this Colorado, don't we? And we've got a very long torpedo reload. However, if he thinks that we are all running, then he needs to rethink the way that he plays the game. Because you know me, I don't always like to run. There are times when I do run for a very good reason. And we've got a couple of reasons saved and ready for editing, believe it or not. There's a couple of very good ones, quite amusing. And again, one of the hardest medals to get in the game, and normally achievable only by your team being a complete bunch of potatoes, or by playing the backside off your ships and then knowing when to run to take the win. But there we go. Torps on the Colorado. I'm staying just a safe distance away from him. I'm hoping that he's just staring down his guns, focused on those guys that are now just all huddled at the south side of Bravo Cap. And here we go. Even if we don't kill the Colorado here, we're going to get some cap resets. But that straight line of torps does the job. And
Ship
if they
destroyed.
didn't, then that
Please.
second spread of
I need
torpedoes
support.
would have taken care of them potentially, not being a dev strike, but it's a kill. So we save our
All
cap.
stations,
We have
concentrate
a
fire on the
small lead
target.
of what, around 130 points. And here
All
comes the
stations,
Huang He.
concentrate
Now,
fire
I
on the
don't
target.
want to tangle with the Huang He. Um, he's a nasty HE spammer, and he could knock me
Attention,
clean out of the
reporting a target
water.
position.
But the
All
question is,
stations,
how
reporting
brave
the
is
position
he
of a
feeling?
strategic
There is a
target.
battleship pointed back in this direction, and I'm thinking, great, I've finally got
I
some
need
support
intelligence
here.
data.
But what's
Concentrate
this guy
fire on the
doing? He's
designated
pushing in,
target.
he's turning around. Red team are trying to squeeze through the middle of the map. Blue team are still huddled up on Bravo Camp. I think they are eventually going to take that. But I decided to put a little bit of pressure on this Huang here, see if we can do some damage. I've got these short smokes available, and it's what I love about the British destroyers. And honestly, if you're going up this line, learn to use these short smokes in the way that you
Smoke
see
screen
me
set.
using them. It's a shoot and scoot. It's a get somebody spotted, force them to fire, then pop your smoke, and they're in smoke fire penalty, so you can get a couple more salvos on before they
All
do
stations,
disappear.
requesting
But
fire
the
on the
Atlanta
designated target.
is still alive in the game. A radar cruiser should never be alive past the halfway point of the game if you can do something about it. But I imagine he's sailing around very agile, kiting, spamming, and doing what he can. Probably after fires, but the Huang here is out there again. He has turned around. Now, I know he doesn't have sonar. At least I don't think he has sonar.
All
So I
stations,
don't think he
reporting the
wants to get
position of a
tangled
strategic
with
target.
a destroyer. And I'm considering pushing across onto Bravo Cap here and support the team by going through the center. But realizing that the Huang here is running away, we change our decision making process and we decide that we are going to push up through and onto Alpha Cap and take the cap because our team are a little bit pinned in there. And even though we now have the advantage on ships, we have the advantage on caps,
All
it
stations,
is not
concentrate
going to
fire
stay
on the
that
target.
way. And you should never rest on your laurels and think that you are guaranteed a win. You should always look to do what is necessary for the win and understand how the game can be won. We lose our Nuremberg, Colorado there, still pretty much full health. There's a Strasbourg there as well. I think he's just bow tanking, but he's going to get a clattering in a little while. And the Huang He is still running away in his smoke screen, which is good for me. There we go. The French battleship there taking a bit of a battering. So the team are doing a good job. Red team know they've got a destroyer in front of them. They now know that they need a cap to try and pull some of this game back, and they're not going to get the cap here because they've got a destroyer behind them. They're going to have to push forward into Bravo Cap, and these guys are heading away, and they're just outside of torpedo range. But now our team are going to win harder because there's lots of low health ships on our team. And like fools, they're going to start, or rather, not like fools, like moths, they are going to start throwing themselves against the flames of red team. And I just let them know that I'm behind them by putting some shots onto this Colorado. We popped the smoke because we do not want to take a salvo from the Huang here and get reset. It was 5 ships versus 3. It's now 4 ships versus 3, and it's going to get even worse than that. But somebody absolutely pummels that Strasbourg. It's the Leon. He is one of those people who definitely wants to win harder every time. We'll get to that in a little bit. But this Colorado is the dangerous ship here because he is a heavy, heavy hitter. And I think it's our Leon that is in the middle of that cap there that is going to get an absolutely pummeling as that Colorado comes around the corner. It was indeed. But it was a fire from the Strasbourg that took out the Leon, unfortunately. Gosh. The guys managed to take out the Huang here. It is 3 versus 1. We have almost a 300 point lead. We have 3 caps. Literally, we do not need to do anything from this point. Even if the Colorado takes this cap, we have 2. We have the superiority of numbers in ships. And so we could sit back and sail away and take this win quite easily. But while he's spotted and while he is earning capture points, I am going to keep shooting at him and I am going to keep resetting the capture point. Look at that right hand side of my screen. The Nuremberg out there has barely a sliver of health on, and he is going to disappear. Sorry, not a Nuremberg, a Königsberg. He is going to disappear to the Colorado. Absolutely no need for him to be firing his guns there. He could have just sailed away to live another day. So keep an eye on the clock, keep an eye on the points, understand what you can do to win, because you may not necessarily have to throw yourself away like that, because all it's done is brought red team a little bit back into contention. We do still have a significant lead, and it's because of the double caps. But there we go. Colorado, wait for it, wait for it, wait for it. Just as I disappear behind the end of the island, I'm going to put a shot across there, and we are going to get another triple cap reset there for 8 cap resets in total. The last battleship is here behind me. He's playing Ring a Ring of Roses with this Colorado, and I know that even if he dies, that I can still win the game. The Colorado cannot win the game at this point unless he kills both of us. I put one more spread of torpedoes through that gap, thinking that he might pull a 180 and try to come sailing back through that gap. So again, thinking tactically, thinking about movement, thinking about position. What is their decision making likely to be, and trying to outthink them. Now I'm going to push back through this way onto the cap. Our battleship is going through the middle. Now the fact that the torpedoes have gone through there and not hit anything leads me to believe that he's still heading to the south. As we come round onto the cap, I'm looking at my detectability ring, thinking, am I close? Am I too close, or am I far enough away? And I think I'm safe. And we're looking, and where is he? There he is, right on the limit there, 200 meters outside of our detection. So we played it right. We did have smoke available just in case we appeared and were spotted by him. And now we're going to use this tiny little rock as a little bit of cover. Now I could get a fire on this guy. His guns are looking straight for me. That's one of the things I'm looking for, first of all. But we pop the smoke and get a salvo in before he disappears. We get nothing but 4 bounces there, I think it is. But he is going to get around the corner where he thinks I can't get to him, and he's going to blind fire the smoke. He misses. I'm going to put another salvo across there. One more for good luck. The other battleship has sailed through the cap and come onto it, which means that even though we're in the last 20 seconds of the game, his contribution is going to mean that we can pick up this cap. And sorry, it's in New Mexico, and he asked for intelligence data or data. There's no point in asking for intelligence at this stage of the game because there's absolutely nothing that we need to do to win it. And what I wanted to point out, and the reason I call this untouchable, is if you look at the bottom left-hand corner of the screen there, you will see that I played this entire game and did not lose a single point. And it wasn't exactly like I was sat back doing nothing, was it? So, absolutely untouchable in that one in the Jervis. As I said, only low level commander there, level 12, Reginald Tyrewit, 89k, 2 kills. We played the caps really well. And there you go. We break 3000 XP. I've had so many 3000 XP games in this ship on this account. It's starting to get a little bit boring, to be honest. But we finished the grind now, so we don't really need to play it anymore. Um, there are a couple more videos in this ship, which are good teaching and learning experiences. So I'll try and spread them out over the next couple of weeks. But I hope you enjoyed that one. And please do smash the like button, leave me a comment, subscribe if you haven't. You can support the channel and become a member, or leave a donation through the PayPal link in the channel description. So until next time, as always, take care of yourselves and goodbye.